Deja que salga la luna, deja que se meta el sol, deja que caiga la noche, pa' que empiece nuestro amor. Deja que las estrellitas me llenen de inspiración para decirte cositas muy bonitas, corazón. Yo sé que no hay en el mundo amor como el que me das, y sé que noche con noche va creciendo más y más. Y sé que noche con noche va creciendo más y más. Cuando estoy entre tus brazos, siempre me pregunto yo, ¿cuánto me debía el destino que contigo me pagó? Por eso es que ya mi vida toda te la entrego a ti, tú que me diste en un beso lo que nunca te pedí. Yo sé que no hay en el mundo amor como el que me das, y sé que noche con noche va creciendo más y más. Y sé que noche con noche va creciendo más y más. Deja que salga la luna.
Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia. Tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí. Te vi sin que me vieras, te hablé sin que me oyeras, y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí. Me duele hasta la vida saber que me olvidaste, pensar que ni desprecios merezca yo de ti. Y sin embargo sigue unida a mi existencia. Y si vivo 100 años, 100 años pienso en ti. Pasaste a mi lado con gran indiferencia, tus ojos ni siquiera voltearon hacia mí. Te vi sin que me vieras, te hablé sin que me oyeras, y toda mi amargura se ahogó dentro de mí. Me duele hasta la vida saber que me olvidaste, pensar que ni desprecios merezca yo de ti. Y sin embargo sigue unida a mi existencia. Y si vivo 100 años, 100 años pienso en ti.
It's always going. Hello. There we go. No, that's not it. That's 1, 2, 3. Nope. Tampoco. All right, so that's the camera. So that's not the one we're gonna use. Still the camera. Okay. Do this now. I don't understand. Can you hear me now? No, that's still the camera. It's no, that's not what I want, bro. That's
Let me start with you.
So now you decided to work. Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Shalom, family. Yo. And man, I'd like to tell you that, you know, it was all meant to be the way it was meant to be. I don't know why it happens, bro. Sometimes that's just the way shit is. It didn't work out the way I wanted. I thought I was gonna have a decent, started with the class. Apparently, that's not the case. So, anyways, Wayne, how you doing well, man? Yeah, that sucks, family. It sucks, bro. It sucks. Very, very not good. Very, very not good. Very, very not good. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Shit. Hey, hold on. Hey, stop. Damn, man. For real. I had to restart the computer, fam. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Saludos. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, buenos días. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. This time I actually said it like I usually do, and it doesn't sound too bad. Maybe that's the case. Anyhow, let me take out my notes real quick, man, because I did start my computer again. Hope y'all doing well. Good to see you. Let me see who's there. Hey, Jeremias, buenos días. What's up, Vicky's? Oh, VTC. Oh, we a real. Yeah, I know, man. It's some stupid shit. I don't know what's going on. It's every now and then, like, I don't know. Don't, don't. I don't know. All right, so let's see. Let me see if I can open this up real quick here. Forget the background. I'm just trying to make it for the sake of sounds, noise. All right, so let's see what we got. Okay. All right, family. I hope you guys can appreciate this class here, so-called session. Or oh, you guys can't hear me? Can you guys hear me or not? Hello, can you guys hear me? Hello. Hey, let me know if you guys can hear me. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. Like a thumbs up or something, dude. Oh, okay, good. Okay, we're good. All right. Let's start up with this. Again, I had to restart the computer, so forgive me. I'm gonna have to kind of set it up real quickly, and it shouldn't take too much time. Today we're gonna do it this way, so I don't have to scream jump, scream back and forth. Also, took me a while to get this class going, man. You know, so forgive me for that. I scheduled it earlier. All right, hey, check this out. Scripture of the day. You know what? This is a good idea, man. I'm just gonna open it up and see what it says. It says, "The wicked flee when none pursue it, but the righteous are bold as lions." You know, there's a lot of ways to break this down. A lot of people use this like, yeah, you see, want to stay to the truth. If you really understand what it's telling you, you self-expose yourself eventually. Like the wicked flee when none pursue it, meaning fear. They walk with fear, and they're easily noticeable. The way they speak and the way they conduct themselves. But the righteous are bold as lions. I had a video that I was gonna play for y'all, and I accidentally, man, I guess it didn't. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have erased it. Wonder if I still have it. Maybe. My wife has sent me the video. Oh yeah, that's crazy. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. All right, so now let's begin. Class is called Plague and Pestilence that will cleave until death. You need to understand what that means. You know, you need to understand what that means. So let's begin. I'm gonna try to go fast. All right, let's go. You said you wanted these illegal aliens to come across the border to LA County to work. You know, I'm noticing this gentleman, this brother. He's he's doing videos regarding these things. You know, that's good, man. And more people should be doing this, not just a few. Let's go.
You said that you wanted these illegal aliens who coming across the border to come to LA County to work. Has opened the border. 8 million illegal aliens. We getting factories and everything blown up every day. People wondering, this never happened before. Well, we having all these explosions.
My colleagues, want to say anything else?
Yeah, no wonder you get along with her. There's no such thing as illegal aliens on stolen land. You understand that? Don't be calling us illegal aliens. You bigot.
Now you're bothering a lady.
You bigot.
Come on, bro.
You bigot.
You
bigot. Calling us illegal aliens. We ain't illegal. You're on stolen land. We're on stolen land. We're indigenous to this land. We're indigenous. We're indigenous to this land. The majority of Mexicans are indigenous. Don't call us illegals. Siding with the oppressors. You're over here siding with the oppressors.
I just wanted to also address the comments of someone that said earlier that we are illegal aliens. There's no such thing as an illegal alien on stolen land.
You said that.
You know what I find so funny about that one? Well, the good news about knowing this history is that it shouldn't surprise you, right? You guys know about those scriptures. I mean, those scriptures. Let me show you something. Hold on a second. He goes, oh, perfect. Let's see. Let me see if it's this one. This scripture is really interesting, and it's well equipped for the moment. You know, that's why when you have an understanding that nations have a repetitive nature about them, it wouldn't be surprising. Which is then you're like, okay, I see why the Most High told us what He told us. Ecclesiastes 5:8 says, "If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment, violent perverting of judgment, and justice in the providence, violent perverting of judgment." I mean, that could also go into like the nerve of you. Now, again, which then relates to Deuteronomy 28:43. The stranger, 44. The stranger, no, 43. The stranger that is the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and you shall come down very low. The nerve. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you see the oppression of the poor and violent perverting, if thou seest the oppression of the poor and violent perverting of judgment, and justice in a providence, Marvel not at the matter. Why are we? Did we not tell? Did I not tell you guys that there's a particular type of spirit within people? I mean, we're very fast. Is that better? How much was I talking, bro? Anyways, my point being is the video shouldn't surprise you one bit, because this right here, because of that right there, and because of many things that I'm going to show you, which is why if you see these things, violent perverting of judgment, people being judgmental of you, high-minded of you, thinking less of you, yet you are here. We are from here. Like, you got wobbleism and to wrap your mind around that concept. And I'm going to read you guys some things, because that's going to be either for tomorrow or Tuesday's class. Because I'm gonna smash this in their face. However, if you see the oppression of the poor and perverting a judgment and justice in a providence, marvel not. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, man. Don't be surprised. Like, we just went through it just like a few days ago. Would you guys forget? This is one example too, and we see this every daily. And it doesn't happen from like people like that. It happens from people like that with the statements of ignorance. And I can see why this sister says what she says, right? So let's listen in. Pay attention, because this is a short, brief message. She says, when someone mistakes me for being a Mexican, but I'm Native American. Mistakes me for being Mexican or a Mexican, whatever. Maybe I added the A. I'm sorry. Let's go.
One of those awesome guys. No, I'm more of your unknown warrior.
This is the indigenous erasure that I speak about, caused by our own people. So whether willfully ignorant or just plain ignorant, I would encourage you to educate yourself on the colonization of Southern natives. While we were all colonized, we were colonized differently. Ethnic Mexicans are indigenous. We are Native American. Mexico is still a part of North America. And just because Europeans created a border to separate our people, it did not remove our indigeneity. And just because Spaniards forced their bloodlines into our people, it did not remove our indigeneity. And just because they reclassified us many different times, it did not remove our indigeneity. And finally, just because Europeans detribalized us, which means we were forcefully removed from our tribes, it did not remove our indigeneity. If you're having a hard time learning about the history of Southern natives, I have plenty of content on my page where you can go start your education. Please stop contributing to the erasure of Southern indigenous people and go educate yourself.
It's more than just that. There's so much, man. So much, man. So much. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Before you say that, hold on a second. I want you guys to remember this.
Viva Mexico, cabrones!
Don't forget that shit. Anyways, speaking of Wobblers, what? One of them is now saying the sun is. So now they're going elsewhere again. These Canaanites. Oh man, you'll be surprised where I'm about to read to you later on. Let's continue though. Let's speed it up here a little bit. Let me close this up. So again, don't be surprised. Do not be surprised. Why? Because you know what? I mean, let's put it this way. Who has family members right now that celebrated Thanksgiving? ¿Para qué se hacen, güey? You know damn well your tios did, your cousins, your uncles, everybody did, bro. Nobody give a shit about this Thanksgiving whatsoever, man. Y'all lying. Why we playing the game, bro? Why we playing? Didn't give a damn. Our own dentist celebrated this shit thoroughly and methodically and enjoyably and without hesitation, man. It was like, yes, that's great. This is golden. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I found you. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. Not that one, man.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
Check this out. It just happened, and my wife and her family didn't talk for the whole week.
Bruh.
Let's go.
Growing up, I knew that what they told you in school about Thanksgiving wasn't true. That's not the true story. The true story behind Thanksgiving was after every killing of
Oh, and by the way, you guys are gonna say, "Oh, well, it already passed." It already passed for you, fucking dumbass. But it doesn't pass for none of us because every Thanksgiving we hear it. Now, you'd be surprised that a lot of people down south have really no idea that this is even a celebration. We had no clue. At first, we thought, "Oh, okay, Thanksgiving." Then you really think of it; they're literally saying, "Okay, it's like a stranger that comes over to your house and says to you, move,' takes your wife, then tells your kids to call him daddy, right? Now, you are watching the enjoyment of this person at his service. You pay the bills, you cultivate, you do everything for this person. And then every year he makes you sit at the table to tell you thank you. This is who they are.
Of a whole village, these European settlers celebrated it, and they called it Thanksgiving. But it wasn't until Abraham Lincoln became president that it became an official holiday.
He ordered 38 Dakota men to be hung for war crimes.
After the sacred holiday Christmas.
We take this time to remember our elders who lost their lives due to what really happened. Usually my mom makes a Native American dish for us and we pray.
Growing up, I would be kind of annoyed that they didn't know what actually happened on Thanksgiving and that they're actually celebrating the deaths of many people and many tribes that were lost.
Whether it's to give thanks or to be with your family, you should learn how the holiday was established in the first place.
I'm thankful for being born indigenous to this continent.
I'm thankful that I still have my culture.
I'm thankful that my elders kept our culture alive all these years.
I'm thankful to be indigenous, resilient, and alive.
I'm thankful for us all to be able to stand together, stand strong, and stand as one.
Happy Thanksgiving, America.
Man, I'm telling you. But, you know, again, a lot of you guys don't care. Because, again, we have a lot of family that celebrated that shit still. Those are facts. Those are facts, fam. So what we're saying now is, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Whether you feel that you are indigenous more and, you know, I'm not a Hebrew, that's actually not the point, man. What I want you to understand is that we were keeping Levitical laws in this continent. However way we've got them, we can argue all day and night. But that they found people keeping them here. And I find it ironic that those people are still here acting the same way, eating the same shit. Excuse my language, not the same shit. I'm talking about, you know, like chapulines and onions and corn, maíz, which is in the Bible, unleavened bread. Oh shit. Roasted with herbs. Tacos de carne asada. Oof. Some of the best fish, by the way, is in this continent. Oh, damn. And I remember the fish. So what I'm telling you is that we do have a history, which is connected to the Most High. That's what I'm telling you. Okay? So don't misunderstand my point. Because we can only confirm so much, but man, if I can really, because let's be real with each other, family. What are the laws of God really telling us? How to conduct ourselves as better people? Hey, the millstone. All day, bro. All day. I'll go scripture on them all day, bro. There's none that they can't match that. No, I don't see chitlins in there, collard greens. Yeah, that was a low blow, huh? Let's go. Listen, I do appreciate this. So, hermana, somos indios ni indígenas. Let's go.
No somos ni indios ni indígenas porque fueron palabras, invención de los españoles, con las que unificaron cientos de culturas que existían en este territorio mucho antes que ellos. Pero sí somos Buinza, gente nube, porque así nos autonombramos, porque así nos autodenominamos. Pero nadie nunca nos escuchó, nadie nunca nos consultó. Después de todo, ¿a quién no le gusta ser llamado por su propio nombre?
People of the sky is what she's saying, bro. That's fire. And again, the power behind knowing that you have roots deeper than what you've been accustomed to finding of yourself.
Historically,
I'll tell you right now, it just means a lot, and it's very significant, and which is why it's important to understand. Because listen, again, family. Look, I'll be real with you, man. I've always been this way. The way I've always been is this, and I'll say it in Spanish. Yo con todo soy igual, güey. I don't like to favor people. I don't roll that way. I try to be fair, man. I try to be as fair as I can with my family, with my kids, like with friends, whatever. So-called friends now, or so-called friends I had. And I never liked being unjust, man. That just wasn't my shit. It just wasn't my thing. So when I started looking at things without being influenced, I'm like, wait a minute. Why are you guys hiding this? Why hide this? You're quick to point the finger at certain people, but why don't you admit this shit? Because I remember when I was looking about, I didn't even know about us, me, like us being so-called the people. Excuse me. Ugh. A little bit of coffee gas. I went with hesitation, man, because, they used to tell us, oh, we're mixed. That was the understanding. That's not the case. So let's dig deeper and understand that the history that we went through is unlike anyone else's. However, Wobbleism is going to try to ride the coattail. They're going to say, we're the people that were here. We were always here. They took our citizenship and started calling us Negroes, and we were Native Americans, and originally we had woolly hair. And shut up, man. Even the damn books that you guys show clearly say you don't look like that. But anyways, on top of that, you see, fam, that's why I love being right, and sometimes I don't, I've been telling you guys that we have a different history. So let's enjoy and listen to this history in case some of you guys didn't know this. You see, we didn't always all have it the same. And I'm going to show you why. Okay? Listen to this. Remember who they blocked.
Historically, whites in Texas had expressed reservations about granting Mexicanos voting privileges. According to one member, there existed a finely drawn legal distinction declaring that no man of Mexican blood had a right to vote. Apparently, the pronouncement of club member T.J. McMinn, the legal distinction would disenfranchise approximately 1/3 of the Mexican voters of Bexar County. McMinn, persistent in his legal argument, countered that the word person in the amendment was ambiguous. He said, quote, "A Mongolian is not a person. An Indian is not a person. A woman is not a person. Is an Aztec a person? From the suffrage standpoint?" A.L. Montalvo, the leading spirit in the movement, addressed the Texas Mexicans in Spanish, admonishing them that the upcoming November election included issues that would gravely affect the civil rights of Mexicanos as citizens of the United States. He denounced the Populist Party for seeking to pass state legislation designed to rob Mexicanos of their rights, and accused it, along with McMinn, by desiring to reduce Texas Mexicans, quote, to the category of pack animals who may be good enough to work, but not good enough to exercise any civil rights. He emphasized that the Republicans had fused with the populists and that both parties expressed anti-Mexican attitudes. Considering all the foregoing laws, treaties, and constitutional provisions, which either affirmatively conferred the right of citizenship upon Mexicans or tactically recognized their right to individual naturalization, the conclusion forced itself upon the mind, concluded the judge, that citizens of Mexico were eligible to American citizenship and could be individually naturalized by complying with the provisions of American laws. In employing the power at their disposal to weaken the voting capability of Mexicanos, whites had failed. While directed at the practice of bossism, such experiences indeed explains the relative political powerlessness among 19th century Tejanos. Repeated intimidation produced discouragement, distrust, and doubt as to the futility of their participation. Psychologically, the contact estranged them to the point of minimal involvement, a behavior that came not from apathy, lack of leadership, factionalism, culture, or socioeconomic factors, but from external conditions stifling their political potential.
A ver, que alguien me explique.
All right. That's a lot. So now, pay attention to that. But from external conditions stifling their political potential. Now, why is that important? Let me show you this way. I'm gonna make this big. Okay, just hold on. The history engine. So it says here in May of 1896, right? Neither black nor white. It tells. In May of 1896, Ricardo Rodriguez entered a federal court in San Antonio, Texas, and initiated his application for citizenship of the United States by thereby requesting the right to vote. Since Texas declared its independence from Mexico and was annexed into the United States, Tejanos did not qualify for American citizenship because due to the 1878 federal statute that ruled that only Caucasians and Africans could become U.S. citizens. This is in 1872. So much for similarity, huh? You know, as I dig deeper into every century, I don't really see this much of a I see like a strained marriage. You know, like the marriage that they hate each other but they love each other because they need each other. And so again, here I want to make sure you guys understand too that, you know, just because you see the word Mexico, oh, he's talking about Mexico. Nah, man, this is if you even we still are under all an assumption. You look like me, I look like you, whatever, man. You're gonna get treated the same shit, same way. If you are sitting next to somebody that looks like me, you may not look exactly like me, but you will get arrested too. You know, they passed a law officially now. The governor signed Texas law that allows cops now to pull people over. Now, again, remember, if you think about this, family, those when you think about illegal aliens, are they going to pull over white people? Come on, fam. They're not going to pull over white people. You know they're not going to pull over white people, man. They're going to pull over people that look like me. They're going to be like, oh, shit, let me see that. Boom. Overdone. And if they don't, and if they're not legal, I mean, by all means, they'll make an excuse. What are they going to do? How are they going to get caught? They can make an excuse. Again, 1872, federal statute that ruled that only Caucasians and Africans could become U.S. citizens. Now, here's the funny part. Caucasians could become U.S. citizens. So that means you guys were also illegal as well, right? Texas did not consider Tejanos part of either race. Damn. You see? I'm telling you, oh, my pavo. I want my pavos. I'm going to celebrate it with my freaking flag. Yep, look at this shit right here, bro. They're telling you Texas did not consider Tejanos as part of either race. You know what they consider you? Fucking beaners, bro. From picoleros, way. Yet this statute did not specifically deny Mexicans that right either. This case brought naturalization of Mexican Tejanos and their rights to vote to the forefront of Texas politics. Point, family, is this caught my attention right here. So, like, I went into history and I told you guys before, I like to be fair because you need to know who is playing against you. Listen, it's like any sport. You got to know, fam. You got to know. You got to know. Like, for example, we just had a boxing fight. I mean, not we, you know, like I said there. I'm a boxing fanatic, man. So, Benavides fought this guy named Andrade. And I know when the guy got hurt, it was before the punch that hit him in the face with the right hand. It was really more 2 hits to the gut. And even Benavides said it in an interview that he hit him with a left. The only left that he was talking about was those lefts that went right into that rib. That was the setup. So you got to know your enemy or what you're up against. In this case here, we see other people voting against your best interest until this very day, because apparently Texas required more than just Caucasians for it to pass. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it has to, correct? It's not just güeros that live in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's like Texas did not consider Tejanos part of. So as you know that even then, Mexicans, so-called, who are technically fun here, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because like, look, since Texas declared independence, Mexico was annexed into the United States. Now, they did not qualify. And it almost seemed like they did almost everything to not allow it to happen. According to Texas State Historical Association, in the year that followed, legal maneuver by politicians to disenfranchise all Texas Mexicans were at an all-time high. Watch this. It's just blunt saying it like that, but it's true. It just passed it. I mean, he was over it. It was already agreed on. They approved the bill. This was October 26, 2023. Let me see. Hold on. Watch this. It's Texas passes controversial. This was 11 days ago, but he signed it. Where are you, man? Shit. Why are you hiding from me? Again, fam. I mean, it's like, according to this is in 1870 and change. 1870. You know what I'm saying? Like 1890. Like did a 20-year gap and prior to. Funny that we're talking about Texas, right? And according to Texas State Historical Associations, in the years that followed, legal maneuver by politicians to disenfranchise all Texas Mexicans, okay, were at an all-time high. San Antonio politician T.J. McMinn and Jack Evans joined forces to oppose the naturalization process of Ricardo Rodriguez, claiming he was not capable of becoming an American citizen due to his race. Because y'all are stupid. You're still celebrating Thanksgiving. You must be. That's not me. That's what they're saying. If you're doing what they say you're doing, for example, it says you're not capable of becoming an American citizen. Why? Was the guy stupid? And even if you, I mean, these tactics were proclaimed throughout Texas in order to garner support for their opposition to Tejanos' eligibility of citizenship and to discourage other Tejanos from applying. Do you understand that? I'm not saying this. I'm reading this to you. After a year of legal maneuver, on May 3rd, 1897, Judge Thomas S. Maxey ruled in favor of Ricardo Rodriguez, bestowing the rights of citizenship and thereby legally affirming the civil rights to Texas Mexicans to vote. In his ruling, he pointed out directly at three distinct documents. The Constitution of the Republic of Texas, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, and the 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Under the Constitution of the Republic of Texas, Maxey recognized the granting of citizenship upon Mexicans living within Texas on Independence Day because of the Hidalgo. I'm just telling you that because of the Hidalgo. I added that. Further reasoning. Okay, there he goes right there. He said it right there. You guys can read that. So, again, I want to point this out because we know historically, okay, who passed these laws. You know, when you hear this, when you hear U.S., when you hear American citizenship, when you hear that and you just see this, but you don't see this. You never see that. Thank you, bro. Good call. Love that shit. Thank you very much. Let me play it. Let me get it. Because you don't see that. And that's what I'm trying to show y'all. The brother just actually, man, that was in my mind, bro. I'm glad you actually brought it out. Good. That was in my mind. Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done, it is that which shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun. If you read this chapter, it's talking about, like, for example, I'll give you a short, basic proof of the cycle of life. Okay. It says, verse 4, one generation passeth away, another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. So also that touches on the fact that, you know, it was that we have to kill a bunch of populations because, you know, the earth is already, no, that's not true. Humans are not gods. The Most High has everything in his balance. Anyways, they continue. The sun also rises and the sun goes down and hasteth to his place whereas he arose. The wind goeth towards the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to his circuit. So you see how that's like talking about the cycle? All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the river comes, thither they return again. You see, return again. Continually. Returneth again. Go up, go down. Abideth forever. Then it says, all things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. The eye cannot satisfy the seeing, nor the ear filled with the hearing. It is endless. Life this just keeps going and going and going. Now, here he goes. So it goes and goes, but it doesn't do this. Before I read this, it doesn't do this. Hold on a second. One thing it doesn't do is this. Because, and I'm going to show this to y'all. I'm kind of sidetracking here because you need to understand the way of the heathen. Okay? So the way they think, like atheists, it says here, the wisdom of Solomon, 2:1. For the ungodly say, reasoning within themselves, but not upright. Our life is short and tedious. And in the death of man, there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Oh, what do you mean? Yes, for we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostril is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air. Isn't this what Christians do? They burn your body and say, bye-bye, never to return again. But here, we're talking about the cycle of life. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. What? Then it says, the thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, it is that which shall be done. Ecclesiastes 1:9. And there's no new thing under the sun. So you're like, wait, what do you mean by that? Whereas these people are saying, we are born, and it says, verse 2, for we are born and that's verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not all right, meaning that's not the right way, right? For our life is short and tedious. And in the death of man, there's no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. You see, that's not the right mentality. So Christians, verse 3, which being extinguished, our bodies shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish at the soft air. Now, that covers two things. Why are Christians scratching their foreheads with ashes? And why are you burning the body and then throwing it into the ash of the wind, assuming you're never going to be back? Because that's what Christianity teaches, that there's no so-called reincarnation or regeneration. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud. Christians say you die and that's it. You're done. You better get it right this time. And it shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. For our time is for our time is a very shadow that passeth away. And after our end, there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. That's what we've been taught. We see here. Now, why is this important? Because I'm glad you brought it up, bro. Because you have to understand that this is not the first rodeo for y'all. And neither is it for other nations, nor their spirit. No, you have to understand that. Which is why in Wisdom of Solomon 2, it says here, in verse 1, they say our life is short and tedious. Tedious. However, the scriptures say, for the ungodly said, reasoning within themselves, but not all right. So that's not the right mentality to have. So we don't live just once. It's short, dead, that's it, you're done. In the death of a man, there's no remedy. What? You die, that's it, you're done? Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Wait, it says this is not the right mind. So wait a minute. So if we don't live once and die once, what the hell does this mean? Have you guys ever met people that you're like, bro, I feel like I've known you forever. Oh, damn, I feel like like my wife, I feel like I've known her forever. Like, seriously, the moment I met her, I felt like I've known her forever. It was weird, fam. Now, this is reasoning of them. And our name, verse 4, and I'm jumping back and forth because I want to catch on this. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as a trace of the cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist, and that is driven away with the beam of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. That's why you believe, just live once, bro. Fuck it, that's what it is. No, you don't, dummy. On contraire. By you believing that that's the way it is, that's why sin is easy for you to do. Because you think that you ain't going to pay for it like that. You realize that the people that have mental illnesses, like for example autism, those are spirits. That's what my son's dealing with. What's that? Do what thou wilt shall be the whole law, the whole of the law, and that's what they pushing. Yep, come as thou will. So check this out. For our time is very of a shadow that passeth away. In our end, there is no returning. For it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. So check this. Come as you are, right? Come as you are. Come as you are, as you were, as I want you to be, right? Remember that famous song? Check this out. That's why for you Christians, it's easy for you to sin. That's why you think, hey, maybe just one more. Maybe just one more time. Maybe just one more Christmas. Maybe just one more, maybe next year. Nah, that guy's full of man. It's not true. Verse 6, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. You see that? But you see, before he said this, or that mindset, because these are actual thoughts that you actually go through too. Don't think that it's just for the heathen. This is a spirit, fam. This is a spirit here. You got to understand these things. So what this is saying is setting you up. Hey, you only live once. Who cares? Come on. Life is short. Have a drink. Bro, just get laid, homeboy. Just you live. Come on, you're a man, dog. Just fucking do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. You a man. You know what I mean? Show your roots and shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? Who cares, bro? You good. You good. You're gonna get young, man. Bro, you get old, bro. You only live once. You're only young once. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present. And let us speedily use a creature like as in our youth. Oh, shoot, as in youth. Wow. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments. Okay, man. Get drunk every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Whatever. Get laid every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And let no flower of the spring pass us by. Whoa. I'm just showing you one point, fam, because you have to understand this is the way that the heathen thinks. And they're here again. And they're making you think like this. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Again, Ecclesiastes 1:9. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, it is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. Thank you, bro. I see you, man. I see you, bro. I'm kind of in it, but I see you. I read it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for that, too. Ecclesiastes 3:15. It says, that which has been is now. That which had been is now. And that which is to be had already been. What? Let's read it again. Let's see if I can get in a different translation. Bro, don't do that, man. Come on, dude. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Let's see what we got. What can I change this? I don't really use this. It's okay. We'll just read it again. Check it out. Ecclesiastes 3:15. That which has been is now. So it's telling you what happened in the past is occurring today. Okay? Watch this. Oh, wait a minute, dude. Oh, my God. What a dummy, bro. My bad, bro. Let me hear it. I love it. Thank you. So check this. Ecclesiastes 3:15. What is happening now has happened before. And what will happen in the future has happened before. So let me show you this. That which has been is now. So what has happened, we're doing it now. and that which is already, and that which is to be, so the future had already been. It already happened. And what will happen in the future has happened before. So again, the cycle of life. That's why the concept here in this chapter, verse 1. And you know, the beauty about it is, which is why Solomon is like literally what he said. The words of the preacher, the son of David, the king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanity, say the preacher, vanity of vanity, all is vanity. You want to know why? Because no matter how much you guys try to learn or get it, it's pointless. You'll never get it. Life is endless. If you close your mind, it's endless. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's like, bro. What I've done, I've learned. He's learned a lot because he messed up. He's repenting. These books of repentance is Ecclesiastes, Proverbs. That's what he's talking about. Lamentation, all of that stuff, fam. It says, what profit had the man of all his labors which he taketh under the sun? Then he gets into the whole concept. One generation passeth away, another division cometh. He skips all the way through. He's talking about rivers, talking about the wind. And then he finally says, all those things, they've been here before. Verse 9, the thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done, it is that which shall be done, and there's no new thing under the sun. So, aside from the point, you have to also understand that since this is going to happen, we're also not going to remember. Verse 11, there's no remembrance of former things. So they say, oh, that's right, I was dreaming of my old life. Shut up! Not true. Maybe, but no, don't come with that shit. Like, that's one thing I might have had some dreams, man, but I don't, man, I let it leave that to private conversations, you know, between maybe small talk shit, you know what I'm saying? But not like, don't go prophesying off of dreams, bro. I'm telling you. It says, there's no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. You see what I'm saying? Which is why he continues, just to show you some things. Verse 12, I, the preacher, was king of Jerusalem in Israel in Jerusalem. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are under heaven. This sore travaileth had God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of the spirit. Why? Because it's endless. It doesn't stop until the Most High wants it to. So then now look at this. This is the beauty part. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. Do you see what I'm saying, family? So you were already called from the get-go, man. So who are you? You are who you are. And they are who they are. They will always be who they will always be. This is the type of mentality that you should understand. This is what the heathens have. And this is what they're willing to risk at all cost. Because deep down in the spirit, this is what they truly feel. They have no hope but to be you or to destroy what is so great. Why? Come on, let's be real, fam. Look, if you think about this, why at all costs? We see this again and again and again. I mean, come on, man. So what I'm trying to do is trying to show you guys, hey, listen, don't be fooled by these so-called Christian rooms and Christian religions. And now we have this BHI concept trying to take our people for stupids. Okay, well, then if that's the case, why don't you compare your history with theirs? What are you so afraid of? Fine. I don't think we have any similarities, family. In 1872, you could always see laws saying we weren't able to vote, and they were. Alabama State University, founded in 1867, a black college. How many people you think spoke Spanish? I mean, know how to read and write Spanish at that time in Mexico? Aside from you already know who has foundations of university, it's my point. But more my emphasis is the years. 1867, 1903, 1871, 1870, 1895, 1865. I thought you guys already know the history. 1887, 1837, 1869, 1865, 1891, 1869. Now we read earlier that in 1870 we weren't allowed to vote in Texas, right? Remember, we weren't allowed to be citizens. And this list goes on and on and on. 18 something, 18 this, 18 that. There's a lot of 18s in there, fam. You're gonna tell me that we have similar histories? No wonder you guys enjoy it. I mean, and by the way, well, let's just continue. So it shouldn't surprise you, this law that passed this Tuesday. Polls show twice as many blacks support deportation than oppose it. Now, why am I going this route? We can read all the articles and all the details and all the digits, right? Because of this, family. This is why I'm going this route. Because of this. Look, I'll show you. Illegal alien crime wave. Some of the most violent criminals at large today are illegal aliens. See that, fam? You guys are violent people. Yet in cities where the crime these illegals commit, I want to also think about the names, the way they use things. Yet in cities where the crimes, these aliens, bywords, right, commit its highest, the police cannot use the most obvious tool to apprehend them. You know, it's funny because a lot of them also there's a lot of crimes that is committed against them, but they're afraid to mention it. It says the police cannot use the obvious tool to apprehend them, their immigration status. In Los Angeles, for example, dozens of members of ruthless Salvadoran prison gangs have sneaked back into town after having been deported for such crimes as murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and drug trafficking. Police officers know who they are and know that their mere presence in this country is a felony. Yet, should a cop arrest an illegal gangbanger for felonious re-entry, it is he who will be treated as a criminal, violating the LAPD rule against enforcing immigration law. The illegal alien crime wave. Are you looking? Why are we ignoring these things? Yet we, in our own eyes, even with our own reporting and our own reading, and other people that do videos, our hint is the one that are actually getting more crimes committed against. And then you got people like him who say Democrats look to replace black votes with illegal immigrants. Case in point. Again, what has been is nothing new under the sun. You know what's even more insulting? Watch this. It's not just here.
Llegó un americano, un estadounidense, y me pitó, me empezó a pitar, entonces yo volteo y me asomo y veo que hay espacio suficiente para que pase, pero me empezó a decir que Mexican fucking, Sana Babich y de todo, me gritó, me barrió, me trapeó, con palabras racistas. Vaya cosa, debería ser yo el racista con él. Y él fue el que me trapeó. Ahorita voy a poner sus placas aquí en el video para que vean la foto. Ahí se las voy a poner aquí. Y trae placas de Jalisco, es un americano, norteamericano, estadounidense que vive aquí.
Qué vergüenza de
Y a mí
persona.
en mi propia
Encima
tierra me
vive
está
aquí,
diciendo
¿sabes?
fucking Binner, quién sabe qué me dijo, ofendiéndome, que porque no cabía. Y miren el espacio, miren el espacio, o sea, está bastante. Llegó un americano, un estadounidense.
I explain that. Right? Like, nah, no way, bro. But yeah, there is a way. Claro que sí, güey. Claro que sí, güey. Get into this real quick. Okay? Show you something. Let's go with some scriptures for a while. Come back to some videos in a little bit. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. Watch this real quick. It says, "For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me." This is how these nations have been acting towards us, towards the Most High. Like, I don't care. He's good. God bless America. That's the concept, right? Yeah, I know, bro. They're born citizens commit way more crimes than what they say the legal, yeah, quote unquote, illegal aliens do. There's been statistics that have been shown that, but yet MSN covers it up. Yep. Yep. Hey, shalom, bro. By the way, good to have you here, man. I know. Check this out. So, because of this thought, and this place has gained power by this right here. Don't think that's not, man. Satan's behind this country. You know damn well. Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day: the loss of children and the widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. You see them in the dollar bill. That's what else is that? It's imagery. What are you trying to tell us, man? In your dollar bill, you have a pyramid, an eye. What is that? I mean, we keep hearing so-called rumors about masonry, Freemasonry. So, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Oh, no, America's good. God bless America. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee. We see now where once what used to be so-called pillar, the debauchery, same sex, the LGTBs, alphabets, and next you know it'll be the whole pedos, como los pedos, way, los pedos that come out of your butt, but not those kind. You know what I'm saying? Because they're perverted, right? They ain't gonna make that shit legal. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, meaning you are God's now. You allowed people to have the mentality, high-mindedness, a culture with. That's why Jeremiah says it very clear. Learn not the way of the heathen, for their customs are vain, meaning their costumbres are full of vanity. They trusted in their ways and their wickedness, their wisdom, their high-mindedness, their pervertedness. I am, I am my own king. There's no God. Laws are done away with. What are you talking about? And none else beside me. Then it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. We see these great so-called scholars, BHIs, Christians. It's going to be on this day. Oh, the end of the world is in 2000. Yeah, you sure as hell lied about that one. Nothing happened in 2000. GMS. Nothing happened in 2000. IUIC. Yeah, Nate, you were part of that brand, so shut your ass up. Nothing happened in 2000. ISUPK. Sakari. Yeah, you guys are all part of that branch. So, and Christians, nothing happened in Y2K. Oh, you conspiracy theorists, all of you guys, nothing happened. Where's your Nostradamus? Nothing happened. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Now, mischief is not like, boom. And it says, evil shall come upon thee. And you won't know when it riseth. So you won't, it's kind of like you're a frog in that warm water. You don't even realize that it's freaking boiling right now, bruh. That's what it's saying. And the mischief shall fall upon thee. What are we seeing with so-called drug abuse? You guys decide on that. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. You created it. The fentanyl problem, you created it. You cause a lot of people to get on an addiction. And mischief shall fall upon thee. That was your mischief. And thou shalt not be able to put it off. Now you got a problem. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Now, we know this one thing. We know this for a fact. Watch this, fam. Stand now with thy enchantments and with thy multitude of thy sorcery. How in the world do you think phones work? You gotta be kidding me, fam. For you to use cell phones, how do you think that happens? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you think that happens, fam? You call somebody, they're somewhere else, and you can talk to them. How does your voice transmit? How did they know this? Where did they learn this from? With the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. If so be. But that's not what I see, fam. It's not what the scriptures say either. They say otherwise. Watch this. Let's go real quick into this. Revelation 1:16. Watch, okay? It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Now, let's keep in mind that we have nations. Let's talk about these 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Meaning these nations, these powers. Each horn is power. That's what horn stands for, power. These shall hate the whore. So these powers shall hate the whore. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Scriptures talk that that's what's going to happen. For God had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Reminds you of until fulfilling, meaning like when the Meshiacha had to die, until all be fulfilled. So not all these are fulfilled yet. But here it says, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So that's still pending. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. That should tell you. These kings, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Who is this whore? Like, wait a minute, hold on a second. How do you know this thing? Okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Walk with me a little bit, okay? I'm gonna go a little fast on this because this can go heavy and it can go deep. Revelation 6:1 says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, a book, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering to conquer. See this horse? White horse. And he that sat on him had a bow. And a crown was given unto him. So this is a person on a horse. Not necessarily. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, meaning he had a power, and he was king. A bow, meaning firepower. And he went forth conquering. Conquering. So now, if you consider taking the time to read this chapter, please do. This powerful so-called person on a white horse was also given this. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse. Here we go again. And his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. And power was given unto them. You see how it's not just one, but several. Power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword and with hunger. So they would take any way they could and make you suffer. Check this out. And with death and with the beast of the earth. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar let me not go there just yet, because here's a point right there. The fourth part. But before we go on to the fourth part, okay, I just want to show you something real quick. We read that this nation was out to conquer. Now, we talked about that it's repetitive. The past, present, future. Past, present, future. Scriptures talk about that there's a nation that went to sleep, but technically that died but didn't die. That it is, but it isn't. Yet it is. That it's a referencing something to that effect, right? But again, we're talking about a particular power? A power that was given power to conquer. Let's go back to Isaiah real quick. Let me show you something. I think it's in Isaiah. I think. I can't remember. Let me see if I lost it. No. Can't remember where it was. Yeah, I'll read this. Okay, so this nation was given great power. And one of the characteristics of this nation would be given this right here. Psalms 137, verse 7 says, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem. We're going to name a few here. Who said, raise it, even the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon. Oh, daughter of Babylon. Not Babylon, but daughter of, meaning part of, right? Like the progenitor. Remember, this is them, a group of people. Talking about, if you guys remember the whole four kingdoms and 10 toes and a mixture of things. So it's a group who are to be destroyed. Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against thy stones. Now, what do we know about this? In case you guys forgot, this happened to a lot of natives. We have documentation that shows that pictures of these so-called Spaniards grabbing our children by the legs and smashing them. And you read it here. In Bartolomé de las Casas, it actually has pictures of this. So, this nation was given power to conquer. What else is in here? What else is this nation talking about? Let's read Obadiah 1 and 4. 1 and 3. I'll just read it. 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Rise, ye, and let us rise against her in the battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Now it says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalted thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest as among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Okay. Now, if you consider verse 12, let's get to the point here. Talking about a mentality. Verse 12 says, but thou shouldst not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the days of distress, because obviously Judah and, well, Jacob, Esau, relatives, right? Technically. Thou shouldst not have entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the days of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither should have thou had stood in the crossway to cut off those of his that did escape. So if you leave the history behind this, you'll understand what he's talking about. Neither should thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the days of distress. For the fear of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. You see, not just one. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Hold on a second. Hold on a second here. Upon who? Let's not forget, fam. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. In the house of Joseph a flame. In the house of Esau for stubble. You need stubble to burn. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. But hold on. See, BHI love to stay there. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plains the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and the Benjamites shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanite. Well, nobody ever mentions that. You know what I'm saying? The hell? You don't realize that? It's really emphasized here. Like, you guys got to be mindful. Out of all the nations, why these guys here? Because they sure so made an effort to emphasize this guy here. But yet Philistines and Canaanites, they mentioned twice. Now we know what. Now we know this, and we understand. If you look back at what we just read, you see, when we were initially taught this verse here, we just said it was just one nation of people. That it was just the white man that smashed our children. That's what we were taught. But now we don't. That it's not just the case. Now we know that. Now we understand, and it's like okay, like that's a little, like damn, for real, yeah, for real. Isaiah 49. Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from afar. The Lord hath called me from the womb, from the bowels of my mother had he made mention of my name, and he had made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand had he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver had he hid me. Talking about somebody from afar, right? Somebody that's, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Psalms 83, like that nation that was hiding, right? And said unto me, thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with the Lord, in my work with God. And now, say the Lord, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be my strength. You see, so we see here that there's somewhat of a gathering. People that were afar, people that were like in his womb, that weren't made aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, check this out. Verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribe of Jacob and to bestow the preserved of Israel. Preserved. The hidden ones. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the ends of the earth. Oh, the fourth part, maybe? Remember that word, the fourth part, okay? Thus say the Lord, the Redeemer of Israel, and his Holy One, to him whom man despiseth, to him whom the nation abhorreth, to a servant of rulers, kings shall see and arise. And prince also shall worship, because of the Lord that is faithful and the Holy One of Israel. And he shall choose thee. Now, if you think of this here, preserved, gathered, hidden in the womb, people far, in the shadows of his hand had he hid me. Israel, because remember, there's the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, right? Don't forget these things, fam. Don't forget these things at all. So now, let me show you something real quick regarding the fourth part. Here, I'll show you this here. Matter of fact, I'll do this here. I'll show you this first, and then I'll show you the fourth part. Deuteronomy 33:17 said this, and it always caught my attention. Deuteronomy 33:17. His glory is like the firstlings of his bullocks, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them, he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. And they are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the 1,000 of Manasseh. And he goes into, some tribes here, right? But here's the interesting part. And his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them, he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth. Now, okay, together with the ends of the earth? Yeah, okay, check this out. Remember he mentioned unicorns, huh? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because the fourth part, the ends of the earth, okay, where are you going with this? You'll see where I'm going with this. Because there was a time where this place wasn't considered anything at all. So as you can see here, Deuteronomy, okay, this is the first 5, says that he shall push them together to the ends of the earth. And he also kind of shows a hint of horns, like horns of a unicorn, to the ends of the earth, right? To the fourth part. We don't know the fourth part yet. Have we? Okay, hold on. But I find this so interesting. It's a map from 1587, right? I've showed this before. Now, we know that America was considered Arsareth at that time. We know that. 2nd Ezra 13:40, if you see, it's talking about the 10 tribes. For the sake of time, let me just skip it through. You guys know how it goes. Now, it says here, verse 45, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Arsareth. Now, it's part of Arsareth, not Arsareth itself. Okay? So, I find it funny because we say Arsareth, and then it says here, like Deuteronomy 33:17, his glory is like the firstlings of his bullock, and his horns is like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth, right? So if you connect these two together to the ends of the earth, the unicorn, then it says here that we went through a whole region and then we had to cross another way before we went a year and a half. But that region is called Arsareth, right? Just you follow me real quick. Then I'm like looking at maps and then I go, wait a minute. Ain't that a freaking unicorn right there? Boom. And then right next to the unicorn, it says Arsareth. And I'm like, what? And I know it's not like a unicorn, but it's like, yo, when you start looking at scriptures in a certain way, man, it's like, what the captivating thing about it? With them, he shall push together to the ends of the earth. This is kind of like to the ends of the earth. And then it says here that we traveled a long way. Through that country. The same region is called Arsareth. So here we see Arsareth. Okay, you don't believe me? Fine, I'll give you a better picture. The one with color, I believe. This one's with color. Yep. Watch this. So this same place, right? So what year is this? Nice example of Tornelius map. Let me see what year this is. 1572. So you don't see that I'm lying. Check this out. Arsareth. At the corner of Straits Anian, which is the Stretto di Anian, right? The same thing. See the unicorn, Arsareth? Okay, cool. And here we see Arsareth again. And it says Arsareth for Esdras, capítulo 13. Come on, fam. Come on, fam.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
I'm your big daddy. That's who I am. So we see here that. Okay, now. You're like, okay, fine. We've seen it before. But then now, remember that video we heard about, with El Culomeo and shit? And he's all talking about how, oh, yeah, Quetzalcoatl, that's important, that's significant, and da-da-da-da. Well, guess what? Why do you think they're making it important now? Because now they're really, they're like the brother said earlier, they're stretching as far as they can. They got nowhere to go. You see, we're several steps ahead of you, man. Y'all don't understand who the hell we are. Now, you guys saw that to the ends of the earth, right? All of that stuff. Now, keep in mind that the scriptures also say this right here. Okay? Revelation 6, let me remind you, in case you guys forgot. So it said that this nation was going to go conquer everywhere. Revelation 6:8. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So we understand now that at one point, this right here wasn't conquered yet, okay? From so-called Europeans. So this part, what was that part called? Well, we're going to find out right now. We're going to find out right now what it was called. This book is called The Geography Rectified, or a Description of the World in All Its Kingdoms, yada, yada, yada. Year is 1693. So the understanding at that time about America was basically, I'll show you itself. I'm not even going to say it. Okay. Hold on. So watch this. Okay, here it goes right here. Let me show you. Okay, so you guys know that I'm not lying. Okay. It says here, let me go up a little bit. It's page 5. Kind of going through a lot and you can see the writing, right? So, I'm not BSing y'all. Check this out. Thus, much of the geography, the special is that which setteth forth the description of. Keep in mind that some of these F's are S's, okay? So when I'm reading, you guys are going to hear me say like S's or F's, or I mean, they look like F's, but they're technically S's. Okay. Oh, cool. They look like S's. Okay. I mean, they look like F's, but they're actually S's. The special is that which set it forth the description of the terrible globe, so far forth as this divided into distinct parts or places, and is either the description of some great integrating part of the earth, or of some one region, or so is properly called chorography, or of some particular place in a region or country, which is topography. According to the greater integrating parts thereof, the ancients, remember this, the ancients meaning great historians, scholars, not simpletons like Nate the Snake or BHIs or your stupid Sakari, young kids. No. Ancients divided the whole earth into three parts: Europe, Asia, and Africa. To which now is added a fourth part. Oh shit, a fourth. America. There again divided into provinces, countries, and kingdoms. So now we see that 1, 2, 3, Europe, Asia, and Africa were three parts. Three parts. But now America became the fourth part. And what did we read? What did we read? Deuteronomy 33 said we were going to go far to the end of the earth. Second Ezra tells us that we were going to go through those places and we were going to actually go through a region called Arsareth. Deuteronomy 33 kind of references, hey, by the way, you'll be at the end of the earth. You'll be at the end of the earth like a unicorn. I'm just saying, I'm not saying completely, but I just find it so interesting. Unicorn, Arsareth. This book from these years tell us clearly state that was the understanding, the biblical understanding at that time. So somebody changed this information, but historically and biblically, it actually shows that they're talking about this place right here. They're talking about here, this fourth part. So they were given power to what? To rule the fourth part. Revelation 6:8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth. See? Power was given unto them over the fourth part. Over the fourth part. So who's got power over the fourth part right now? It ain't you guys. Clearly, it's not you guys. Not at all. Not at all. So if you pay attention to the way that the scriptures are talking about, it tells you all over the place. Now, we see the fourth part. I mean, sorry, we saw the Revelation 6, the fourth part. We saw Deuteronomy 33 saying we'd be at the ends of the earth, like, like unicorns will be. I'm sorry, Deuteronomy 33:17. Wait, is this one? I'm sorry. Revelation 6:8 mentions the fourth part, right? For the sake of mentioning it, let me go back to it. Deuteronomy 33 says this, 17. His glory is like the firstlings of his bullocks, and his horns are like the horns of unicorns. With them he shall push the people together to the ends of the earth, which is why I showed you that map. Second Ezra talks about us going through a place, a long journey, and crossing through a place in region called Arsareth. Okay? So now we got that in mind. Okay. So now we also see that this nation was going to be given power to conquer the fourth part. So where does the Bible say that may happen? It says it right here. When Columbus came. Wisdom of Solomon 14:1. And again, one preparing himself to sail, and about to pass through the raging waves, calleth upon a piece of wood more rotten than the vessel that carried him. Talking about his doctrine, okay? For verily desire of gain devised that. Why? Because again, remember, it goes back to the whole expulsion. I'm going to touch on that right now. And the workman build it by his skill. But thy providence, O Father, govern it, for thou hast made a way in the sea and a safe pass in the waves. So we know that we hear about the history of their travel, that they didn't make it here easy. 2 months they were lost at the sea. showing that thou canst save from all danger. Though a man went to sea without art, we also knew that not many people trusted this dude. He wasn't a well-known sailor. Nevertheless, thou wouldest not that the works of thy wisdom should be idle. No, because it was prophetic. All must be fulfilled. Nothing's idle. The works of thy wisdom, meaning what he told us. And therefore do men commit their lives to a small piece of wood, and passing the rough sea in a weak vessel are saved. Why? For in the old times, for example, he's given an example of how the power of the Most High, even a weak vessel like a boat, can save your ass. For example, for in the old times also, when the proud giants perished, the hope of the world governed by thy hand escaped in a weak vessel. Noah built a boat and left to all ages a seed of generation. It was just a boat. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh. Now, in this case here, what he's talking about is, guess what? Just like water killed many people. That's discipline. That's righteousness, man. That's cleansing the ways. For blessed is the wood by where righteousness cometh, because that was the discipline that must have come here. You needed to get your ass kicked. That's why it says, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well as it. Everything that came with them, the cross, the fake religion, the concrete mind, as well as it. And he that made it, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. So now we see the imagery. We don't know necessarily, family, if we were really getting the white Jesus or the black one. We don't know. We can't say 100%. Because, again, things repeat themselves again and again and again, right? So the black one shouldn't be surprising to y'all, because we already have black images. They're just being used again. So here we see that there's a trip on its way. Now, if you read this chapter, it continues to talk about this idolship that's coming. The imagery, which is technically the massive sin. And it says here, watch, verse 11, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. You can see that these Gentiles were devising idols. They came with that spiritual fornication. Well, how did they get here? In a weak vessel. It was already prophesied. Which is why when you see the movie, the whole prophecy of Ezra's, what's his name? Where the promised land, whatever. The actor's talking about that. And in case you don't know this too, look, watch. This is an interesting book here. This book is called Sails of Hope. I'll just read something real quick to you. In this book here, on page 173, watch this. You can't be fooled this long. I mean, unless you want to be fooled. Because at this point, if you want to be fooled, then that's just on you. You know? Because you can be fooled if you want. Check this out. Let me show you this real quick. It says, this is from, here, let me make this small. Sails of Hope, The Secret Mission of Christopher Columbus, 1973. Now, I want to show you this book. It's not cheap. It's not easy to find either, okay? And you know who wrote it. You can buy it if you want. $200, $100. It's not bad pricing right now. Actually, that's actually not bad. If I were you guys, I'll buy it right now. Just saying. Hint. Anyways, because I collect books, but I'm not really in the mood right now to buy. So it says here, The Sails of Hope, The Secret Mission. Okay, The Secret Mission. Pay attention. Pay attention. Remember, this all goes back to prophecy. Did they know? Well, we know that now. We know now that they did know. Watch this. This is on page 173. It says, what Louis What Luis de Torres, the first European to set foot on American, was Luis de Torres the first European to set foot on American soil? The opinions of scholars differ. Some have inferred that the interpreter would be the first to go on the land in order to communicate with the natives. We also read in Columbus Journal that as the ships approached the shore, hordes of natives poured onto the beach. Columbus first mentions Torres when he speaks of sending the interpreter to talk with the chief of the natives. Remembering Marco Polo's narrative, Columbus called this chief the Great Khan. At any rate, it is known that Torres was among the first of the Europeans to settle in America. If the discovery of lands ruled by the Jews was common aim of Columbus, let me read that again. If the discovery of the lands ruled by Jews was common aim of Columbus, and of the Jews and the conversos who had supported his voyage with their money and influence, the persons of the interpreter would provide a key piece in the puzzle. Did we just read this clearly, fam? You guys are hearing me, right? Please tell me you're hearing me. I want to make sure. Give me the thumbs up because I want to make sure you guys are listening to what I'm saying. Hello? Somebody had thumbs up. Like, at least I know you guys can hear me. I'm being serious, man, because I don't want y'all to miss this. Okay, cool. So again, if the discovery of lands ruled by Jews, pause for a second. Why does he say that? Oh, sis, what's up? Shiva, I haven't seen you in a bit. I didn't even see you before. Oh, shalom. Buenas noches, hermana. If the discovery of lands ruled by Jews was the common aim, not his, common aim of him and of the Jews and of the conversos, the Moors, who had supported his voyage with their money and influence, the person of the interpreter would provide a key piece to the puzzle. Yet his crucial figure has been hitherto largely ignored by Spanish and other historians. In the Boletín de la Real Academia de la Historia, in which the American scholar Alice B. Gould has summed up everything worth knowing about the members of the expedition, there is very little about Luis de Torres. Probably there is nothing more to be discovered about him in the archives. We do know, however, that Columbus sent him together with Rodrigo de Jerez on shore to communicate with the natives. And so we can conclude that after the landfall in America, the first words addressed to the natives were words of Hebrew. So we see here Simon Wiesen, he's a so-called Jewish dude, admitting it himself. They're admitting that the first words were Hebrew. But don't mind me, you know. I'm just a dumb paisa. You don't believe me because I guess I'm not. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know, man. Clearly, it says something here. Curiously enough, Vasco da Gama was to repeat the experiment a few years later. In 1497, while the expulsion of the Jews from Portugal was underway, da Gama took with him in his voyage to India around the Cape of Good Hope an interpreter of Hebrew. Whoa. So now he went to India and he took an interpreter of Hebrew. West Indy, East Indy. Vasco da Gama, man, was also a Jew. Joao Nunez, who, like Luis de Torres, underwent baptism just before the voyage. Converso. So you see how these so-called Christians were, in reality, most of them were Jews. They came with the cross. Remember? After the landing in a Calicut in the Malabar coast of India in May 21, 1498, he was the first to go on the land. He, too, addressed the inhabitants in Hebrew. just as Luis de Torres had done 5 years earlier. Why do you think Culero is so hard on taking what is ours? Because it's not his either. So for him, it's very liberal to do that. He's an Italian. His grandpa is an Italian. So shut your ass up. And you're teaching wobbles stupidity. Yeah, Wax. You know what? Hey, man, my bad. See, I didn't even see that, man. I'm just kind of going to my class. Wobble is now saying they were called Canaanites before they were called Israelites. Oh, wow. Yeah, because they can't get around. They're trying to, get around it. That's right, bro. That's right, bro. Yeah, people of the book, I don't agree with your star, though, but we the people of the book. We could talk about that another day. Marco Polo had already mentioned the presence of the Jews on the Malabar coast, the so-called Pepper Coast, in what is at present the Indian state of Kerala. This part of India maintained extensive commerce with the rest of the world, the Arabs acting as middlemen for the trade in Indian spices and other goods. Why do you think I talked about the migration? Now, I'm not saying we're the same people. No, I'm not saying that. But you guys understand migrations. And if you guys understand the kind of men that we are, you would understand that would not be that way. It'd be this way. Anyways, they continue. In the residence of many Christians and Jews who retain their own language, the king is not tributary to any. Let's continue here real quick. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to show. Oh, no. That's right. Let me go back to this page 3 and 4 before I hang it up. So now we're reading about these people, man. Like they knew these, kind of like, hey, these fuckers knew, Holmes. They did. Page 3, same book. The three caribou Christopher Columbus was to sail to the land of the Indies, lay anchored in the port of the Palos. It was the night of August 2nd, 1492. Columbus stood in their pier watching the last sailor and other members of the expedition climb the deck. He had ordered all to be on the board their vessels by 11 o'clock sharp. History tells us that the three caravels did not put to sea until the next day, August 3rd. Why should Columbus have insisted that his crew be on ship even before midnight? Why did he personally supervise the process? His orders were quite contrary to the custom of sailors who, before a so long voyage, generally lingered with their families until the last moment and would not board the ship until very shortly before it was due to sail. But this time the procedure was different. Could the date have been the reason for Columbus' order? For after midnight of that day, the memorable August 4th to August 2nd, 1492, by decree of their Majesty of Ferdinand and Isabella, it would have been illegal for any Jew to remain on Spanish soil. You see that? So as of August 2nd, midnight, if there were any Jews found, they would be arrested, which is why he told them, get on board. Get on board on August 2nd. Not after, because the decree was already, in a sense, passed, like the law in Texas. That's it. The guy signed it. He approved it. That's it. It's done. You would be legally to be remaining in Spain. So in this case, here in America, the same way. Right? Were the participants in the expedition affected by this decree? Could there have been Jews in Columbus' ships? Was there any link between his voyage of discovery and the expulsion of the Jews? And finally, was there a relationship in general between the persecution of the Jews and Columbus's voyage? All these questions cry out for an answer, but before we ourselves set out for this inquiry, let us hear the Columbus himself. After you, Holy King, expelled the Jews from your land, in that same month of January, your Majesty sent me with a fleet to the lands of the Indies. That is how this crucial journey begins. He links the two events on the outset of his report on the discovery of America. Check this out. On first thought might be that Columbus was confusing two historical dates. For the edict of the expulsion was signed on March 31st, 1492. whereas Columbus' voyage was approved 3 months before. In January, although the contract between Columbus and the two sovereigns was not signed until April 17th. How then are we to understand this apparent confusion of dates? The only explanation seems to be that the preparations for the expulsion of the Jews were so far advanced by January that they were known to persons around the royal court. Among those persons were Columbus and his patrons. Thus, the date come together, January. Columbus's voyage is approved. March, edict of expulsion. August 2nd, the last day for the Jews to remain legally in Spain, coinciding with the eve of Columbus' departure. Columbus himself coupled the two events with a presence he was to show on other occasions. For it is generally agreed by historians that the discovery of America and the expulsion of the Jews were the two events that had the most and far-reaching consequences for the entire future course of Spanish history. I've always said that Granada was an important piece to this puzzle. So we know that they knew about this. We know that they used texts like Second Esdras. We also know about this text as well by a Greek historian called Diodorus Siculus. So see, these people keep track of everything that they've experienced. All of a sudden, they want to act like they don't know who the hell we are. Get the hell out of here with that shit. We're not falling for that, man. Get out of here with that. We're not falling for that. We're not stupid like you thought we were. Maybe we fell for once, maybe, yeah, one time, maybe. Ain't doing that again. Because clearly, you knew about this land, and you're clearly you understood that there was people here. In this actual report, it shows at 5.19. We could read it real quickly that they found an island far off the coast of the eastern continent. Okay, it says here the land is fruitful, much of it being mountainous, and not a little of a level plain of surpassing beauty. Through it flows navigable rivers, which are used for irrigation. And the island contains many parks planted with trees of every variety and garden in great multitude, which are traversed by streams of sweet water. On it also private villas of costly construction, and throughout the gardens, banqueting houses have been constructed in a settling of flower. Floating gardens, huh? And in them, the inhabitants, oh shit, people live there. Yes, of course. Pass their time during the summer, since the land supplies in abundance everything which contributes to the enjoyment of luxury. How do I know they knew? Because look, and guess who it is? In ancient times, this island remained undiscovered because of its distance from the entire inhabited world, but it was discovered later period for the following reasons. See this here? These guys were already traveling. Okay? Don't misunderstand that. And here we see how there was people here living at one point there. And they were enjoying varieties of everything. Fruits and mountainous ranges and luxury, lacking nothing. All kinds of fish of the seas. The climate is beautiful. All of these things, right? And yet we see the Phoenicians that they actually knew this place. And then they consequently told these guys, don't say nothing. The Carthaginians, which is the same thing, told them, no, shh, quiet. Let's leave it in case an incalculable turn of fortunes, in case some total disaster should take over Carthage. For it was their thought that since they were the masters of the sea, are we talking about ships now? They would thus be able to move the household to an island which was unknown to their conquerors. So why do you think they said, "Oh, we're just trying to like get to the other side"? See, fam, they knew the whole time, and they used the scriptures and prophecy. And when they got here, which is why I keep trying to connect the dots for y'all, it wasn't just the white man. That's what they made us believe. So as long as they lie to us about history, give you partial understanding, you won't completely repent. Because as long as somebody gives you a different doctrine, you'll always be under that spell. Here we see this book that this is their book, African American History, 2013. Henry Gaze. This is a popular man. This is a so-called scholar of a high degree. What he says. If not all of the first explorers and conquerors of the New Spain were European, it is equally important. It says here that, check this out. Watch this. Let's get to the point. Surprising to many of us to know that not all of the first Africans who assisted Spanish and Portuguese came as slaves. An untold number of free people of African descent / black conquistadors born in Africa or on the Iberian Peninsula, your Sephardics, also accompanied Spanish conquistadors such as Hernan Cortez and Ponce de Leon. What? Yeah. Two of the famous explorers was the vast region that would become modern Mexico, where the smallpox was decimated because one African brought that shit over there in the western and southern regions of the United States. And as we might expect, and by the way, not just Mexico, in Española, all of that, in Taino land. You damn well, yeah, it was them. And as we might expect, their exploits were just as their exploits were just as heroic and just as problematic as those of their fellow conquistadors. You know what he meant? Yeah, there's rape, the dashing thy feet behind the stones, the raping of your women, the killing of our men, the enslaving of our children. Yeah, it wasn't just white people. But far from Africans came with the Spanish and Portuguese as slaves, servants with varying degrees of freedom, attendants and armed adventurers. Adventurers, fam. While the number of African explorers is impossible to determine, they participated in some way in virtually all of the Spanish expeditions in the New World in the 16th century. These black conquistadors set an example for subsequent racial relations throughout the entire Spanish colonial experience, living their daily lives with degrees of complexity. I've read this before to you guys. They participated in every exploration. They had their hand in every damn flag. Every time you saw the damn Spanish flag land, boom, they were there. You see many conquistadors, negros, Juan Garrido, Esteban, Rodriguez, Yanga, Bardeles, Garcia, Beltran, just a few, better known, of African descent, who helped transform the Western Hemisphere. They're very proud of this. They're very proud of this. And they want to tell you now they're the people of this place. The nerve of them. They rape you, and then they say, move out, because I am you. The insult. This is worse than what these other so-called Edomites did. Garrido, along with many other free and enslaved blacks, had in fact participated in some of the famed expeditions by Spain against the Native American population. Look. He died at the hands of Carib Indians. Boricuas. Garrido was killing them too against Puerto Rico. Garrido engaged in gold mining and secured several black slaves to assist him, which he trusted. They were servants, not slaves. So again, look, this is not about targeting a nation. This is about explaining the Bible in its completeness without a narrative. Because if we had something to do with slavery, family, I'd be the first one to tell you. So now that you see, okay, damn. I'm like, okay, now it's kind of connecting. Now this makes even more sense because before they couldn't explain this to you. Joel 3:1, it says, "For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, judgment, and will plead with them there for my people." That's not pleading like, oh, please listen. They're going to kick your ass. "And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among my nations and parted my land. They have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the cults of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my godly pleasant things. The children of also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their borders." We know the first wave now, right? We're understanding now the first wave. The Tawny Moors, Blackamoors, the Jews. We're seeing the first wave now, right? If you guys have to say, oh, no, but see, it was Ham. It was Ham that did it. 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 Okay. Let me shut your mouth right now. Because I'm going to read this another day, but I guess I'll use it now. This is from a system of geography, or a dissertation of the creation and various phenomena of the terraqueous globe. This is what they're saying, not me. I didn't say this. This is what they're saying, okay? Let's get to the point. I'm going to shut your face up. Because it says here that, and here you cannot, how can I say this? In this part, you cannot say, oh, these were Hamites. They sold us. No, you can't say that. Can't say that at all. Let me see if I can find it, family. Please forgive me if I cannot really right now. Give me a second. Where is it at? I had it open. Did I have it open in another window? Hold on, all right? Give me a second. Thought I wrote it down, and I really want to show you this here. This is actually not a. It's gonna make sense, fam, because they like to say that it was a Hamitic tribe. That it was Ham. It was Ham that did that. It wasn't us. It was Ham. 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 No. It wasn't Ham. It was not Ham at all. You'll see. You'll see. Just bear with me. Let the Most High find it for us. Let's hopefully he could help us out real quick. If not, I'm gonna have to do some real digging, and I don't want to take too much time doing it. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it this way. Go back over here. Where would I have gone? I'm gonna put it here. Give me a second. Let's see if I can find it here. It's there's a word that I may be able to find it with. Hopefully it's not what stop. Not too much. Not too much to dig. So I know that it was in 550 something. Great. Is it here? Oh, I think we're gonna get close. Let me see. This was the word I was looking for. Inland parts, a certain that's for the legal land. Let's see. Let me see if I can get it here real quick. No, that's not it. So it's got to go this way. Okay, hold on. I think we're getting close, family. Getting close, family. Getting close. There's a word called Bilid Dungret and Nazor. I think it's right here. I think it's right here. We're almost done, by the way. Watch this. So these places here, it's Negro land. Okay. Let me show you. I'm gonna get to the point. So again, remember, it says that Tyrian Zidon. What have ye to do with me, Tyrian Zidon? Right? Because they had to do something. They had something to do with the selling of the children of Israel. Now, Wobbles or BHIs love to say that, oh, it's Hamites and all that shit and whatever. No, it's not. It's not at all. Okay. We're gonna read page 530. If you read this whole thing, it shows you how the spirit of these people is like, okay, look, for example, it's funny. The most powerful of these monarchs is the kingdom of Fida or Wida. Judah. No. If you read this book, it tells you that these guys are wicked as hell. It actually says that Guida and your women, all they do is drudge work. That's all you care about. That's why you collect women. Your wives, all they do is they do the work for you. That's all you do. Sell them less than 1,000. Here, you gain power by having women do your work. It's kind of like BHI stuff right now, isn't it? They say they could have multiple wives and they don't work. So now, check it. I'm not just talking. Look, I'll show you. So now, you're saying that, oh, no, it's Hamites. No, it's your spirit. A seditious nation. Watch this real quick. 531. We'll start reading right there. Okay? Show you this. It says, the Negro factor and merchants come down to the coast with their slaves and agree with the Europeans for the price of them. And the price of goods they are to take in exchange. Now, these guys, by the way, are also Guidas, as Guinea has a multitude of petty sovereigns who are frequently at war with each other. The slaves are generally such as taken in these wars, not only men, but women and children. For when they evade a country with any success, they carry all the country into captivity. There are also a great many others who are made slaves for debt or for some misdemeanor. And not only debtors or criminals himself loses his liberty, but oftentimes his whole family and all that are related to him. And this said, people sell even their wives and children when they have offended them, while others lessen their families under an apprehension that they shall not be able to maintain them. And if a famine or great scarcity happens, they will sell themselves to one another for bread. It is reported that one of the petty princes on this coast, in some small distance or some small disgust, sold a score of his wives to a captain of a ship at once, parting with them with a little reluctance, as a grazier does with a score of sheep. And in times of full peace, nothing is more common than for the Negroes of one nation to steal those of another and to sell them to Europeans. There have been instances also, it seems, of children selling their fathers and mothers when they have been very wary of them and wanted to enjoy what they had, which I suppose gave birth to the law by which the children are not to inherit the gods of the estate of their fathers. There are various ways by which unhappy Negroes are frequently reduced from flourishing circumstances to the state of slavery. When the price is agreed upon, which for an able man under 35 years, hold on, I'm almost done, maybe about 5 pounds, a woman is 5 parts less, and the children in proportion to their age. The European merchant brands them with a hot iron to distinguish them and locks the poor wretched up in some prison till they can be sent on board. When they're shipped off, their former master strips them of every rag so that the merchant receives them all perfectly naked. And thus they generally remain till they come to America. Who sold them, fam? Their own families. Their own families. Not strangers. We clearly see it here. Their own families. Because of covetousness. Man, their own children. There have been instances also. And if they were supposedly the children of Israel, what are they doing in Africa? And then using Deuteronomy 28 and saying that a nation went into your land and took your shit if you're not from Africa. So again, fam, my whole point is this. If you don't study, if you're not aware of what is really happening, or that it took more than a few people to come here and confuse you and tell you that you are a particular people, just a bunch of damn Indians, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know shit. Psalms 83 says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. They and consulted against thy hidden ones. We are at one point hidden. As you can see, they knew of a land, but they saved it for later. Prophetic. For lo, verse 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. Verse 4, they have said, come. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. What are they doing right now? Who is consulting against you? Edom, Ishmael, Moab, Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, and Tyre. It's not just one people. It's a group of people. It's a group of people. Now, I'll say it like this, man. Matter of fact, before I go, I'll just read this. It's absolutely nothing to be hopeless. No, man. Not at all. We're at those times right now where it's the best time to be. The best time to be, because you're being, those things are being revealed, man. These are things we didn't know. Christians didn't teach us these things. And then the BHI, they didn't really say it that they want like the way it was supposed to be. They hid themselves. What better way than for the liar to teach you, for the deceiver to be the one to teach you? What better way? Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So even if all of this is planned out and they think they're going to get away with it, they're not, family. Don't worry about that. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in they meet with darkness in daytime and grow up in a noonday as in the night. They always try to hide in plain sight sometimes. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from their mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So again, it goes back to faith without works is dead, fam. It is not just about believing, man. You really have to walk the walk. Revelation 17:16, it says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." So now we see a lot of disruption within their system. Within their system. And then also, now regarding this whole Weta, Judah, and all that shit, I just showed you now. This is an easy destroy this whole doctrine that they're the people of the book. Nah, man. And not at all, family. This is what's going to happen when the time comes. Wisdom of Solomon 1:5. Then shall the righteous stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And when they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he, damn beaner, those stupid wetbags, whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, eating tacos in the corner, selling tacos all late, crossing the border, crossing the river. Man, y'all are nuts. Why are you sending money back to Mexico, bro? Forget that chick. Forget those kids. Have your own here. Isn't that what Beatai teaches you here too? And his end to be without honor. Then they'll say, how is he numbered among the children of God? And his lot is among the saints. That's why you gotta keep praying and examining yourself. Yeah, I need to really make these changes. Baruch 4:36. O Jerusalem, look to thee towards the east. Look about thee towards the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from God. Lo, thy sons come. Meaning he was gonna bring us back again from the east. Whom thou sentest away, they come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in glory of God. In case you guys don't understand that, then hopefully, man, you'll get it next time. Baruch 5:5. Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand in high, and look about towards the east. And behold, thy children gather from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of God. Man, that's beautiful. We got to destroy these damn stupid doctrines, bro. That weed, get the weed out of here. Get the weed out of here. Stop smoking weed. That's what you need to stop doing. The reason, hey, Guida is Judah. No,
Te digo, son historias para que...
Damn demons, worshiping devils. That's what they were. I can prove it. So now, I'm going to finish it with this video. Listen, man, this is powerful, fam. You need to look up these words. Binary codes, the formula of 2013, the zeros and ones. The reality is, family, that the only reason we have computers is because of us. The concept of zero. There's only a few nations that had this concept. It was in Asia and here. That's it. And Asia covers India, Asia, and Persia as well. So that was it. Mesopotamia. We've talked about this. Ur the Chaldees, right? Follow, family, please. Study, man. Keep doing it, man. Keep working towards this. I know some of you people get, oh, they're desperate. Nah, you shouldn't be desperate because you know what? We just got our book back. 500 years we haven't had it. 600 almost. Finally have it back. And it's clear as day. It's making sense. Like, oh, you're right. Now that's making sense. Yeah, they knew this whole time. Yeah, they knew the whole time. That's why they want your heritage. One way or the other. Oh, Quetzalcoatl. That stupid Culomeo, right? But this is one thing you don't understand. We're a lot smarter than you. Because we have the wisdom of the Most High. Enjoy the video, family. Have a good night.
Te digo, son historias para que te afrentes y te avergüences de tu cultura. Nada más ve, si yo te cuento esto, que tus ancestros eran salvajes, que tus ancestros eran sanguinarios, como dices, que tus ancestros comían corazones humanos, ¿verdad? Que eran unos inconscientes y sin razón. Pues ni vas a querer saber de ellos, ¿verdad? Pero claro. Si te digo lo siguiente, que en esa época en el mundo En esa época en el mundo, cuando el esplendor mexica era la cultura que más sabía de astronomía en el planeta. ¿Lo sabías?
Claro, por
Más sabía de
supuesto.
astronomía en el mundo. Dos,
Incluso,
que
sí.
sabían de ingeniería hidráulica porque la ciudad estaba construida sobre los lagos, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Que sabían de ingeniería agronómica. Somos los inventores del maíz. Inventores del maíz, ¿verdad?
I want you to make sure that you pay attention to those things.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
¡Viva México, cabrones!
And I mean that for all of y'all, man. I mean that for all my gente all across this continent, bro. That's what I mean, all right? So let's continue, man. Let's continue. Have a good night.
Y además, ahora las computadoras y los telefonitos, todo eso funciona gracias al código mexicano binario. Ceros y unos, puntos y rayas y la fórmula 2013. Ceros y unos, puntos y rayas y la fórmula 2013. Funciona gracias al código mexicano binario. Ceros y unos, puntos y rayas y la fórmula 2013. Y esa fórmula ahora se usa en las computadoras. Es mexicana. Entonces aquí la gente pensaba como computadora, ¿verdad? El Vaticano corrigió sus calendarios medievales y arcaicos gracias a esta fórmula, que es súper exacta. Y ahora, ¿quién usa la numeración binaria? La NASA, para sus cálculos astronómicos, ¿verdad? Y pueden calcular y predecir ahora, pero gracias a estos números. Y entonces cuando tú sabes esas cosas grandiosas, dices, a ver, espérame, entonces, ¿quiénes son? Y yo vengo de ahí, pues claro que vienes de ahí, hermano. Somos herederos legítimos de culturas milenarias, esto acabo de decir. Entonces, la historia distorsionada desde que estaban, según los aztecas, subyugaban a todos. ¿Cómo los van a subyugar a todos si en esa época en México todos los pueblos eran guerreros? Eran guerreros. Y la Triple Alianza, que era el Estado mexicano, controlaba política y económicamente desde Alaska hasta Nicaragua, Alaska Náhuac, se llamaba Inica Náhuac, por eso aquí se llamaba Náhuac, ¿no? Ahora el presidente de la República no puede controlar el país. Y en esa época, pueblos guerreros se aliaban, hacían alianzas, hacían fraternidades, porque había mucho honor, mucho respeto. Bueno, los tlaxcaltecas se unen, como dice Cortés, porque les hizo promesas que nunca cumplió, promesas de poder. Ahí está la historia de Xicoténcatl el Viejo y de Xicoténcatl el Grande, ¿verdad? Vienen los españoles con sus traiciones, ¿verdad? Porque decían que eran diplomáticos, que eran embajadores de Carlos V, ¿verdad? Pero venían andrajosos y mugrosos. Entonces, como Moctezuma, bueno, yo quiero hablar con tu rey, no quiero hablar contigo, tú eres un vasallo, te doy 2 semanas para que te vayas. Y entonces ponen las banderas en Chalchicoyecán, que ahora le llaman Veracruz, en un lugar que hasta la fecha se llama Bahía de Banderas, porque tenían prohibido desembarcar, tenían que largar de este país y les dieron 2 semanas, ¿verdad? Entonces, con sus traiciones y sus argucias, mandaba un grupo de ellos matando gente, y luego él venía atrás diciendo que los venía a prender a unos delincuentes, y entonces así se iba metiendo poco a poquito y les daban salvoconductos para que pudiera pasar, para que pudiera entrar. Y ahí en Tlaxcala, Xicoténcatl, el grande, el papá, dice, pues vamos a aliarnos a los españoles, ¿no? A los castellanos, porque no existía España. Y Xicoténcatl, el chico, el hijo, le dijo, no, padre, estos son traidores. Vienen a destruir nuestra tierra. Le voy a avisar a Moctezuma y a la Triple Alianza, ¿verdad? Entonces va a avisar y el papá Xicoténcatl el grande traiciona a su hijo. Le dice a Hernán Cortés y matan a Xicoténcatl el chico. Y entonces ya no se entera Moctezuma de que este cabrón es un traidor, ¿verdad? Y la verdad es que les prometieron cosas de poder que nunca cumplieron, porque cuando cayó Tenochtitlan, se llevó a la tumba a todos los pueblos de este país. Eran los defensores, finalmente. La Triple Alianza, si tú te aliabas a ella, recibías más beneficios que perjuicios, porque eras protegido, hacías alianzas comerciales, eras un fraterno, pues, ¿no? Hablan que de los tributos, que no sé qué tanto, que eran tremendos los tributos, no es cierto. Los tributos eran en base a la situación económica de los pueblos, y no lo digo yo, bueno, ahora lo digo yo, pero lo tomo del fiscal que venía con Hernán Cortés. Hernán Cortés traía un notario, traía abogados y traía fiscales y un montón de frailes leguleyos. ¿Por qué traía todo eso? porque de lo robado se daba una quinta parte a la corona, lo que llamaban el quinto real, y notariado y con abogados para que no hubiera tranza, ¿verdad? Entonces el fiscal que venía con Hernán Cortés, él dijo esto, se llamó Alonso de Zurita, para que chequen y busquen Alonso de Zurita. Él dijo que el tributo aquí en México era sin vejación alguna, porque eran tantos los pueblos y tantos los productos, y además el tributo de un pueblo era comunal, no era personal. Te lo explico. Haz de cuenta a Cuernavaca, ¿no? Por así decirlo, que fue vencido por alguna situación o por una alianza. Tenía que pagar a la Ciudad de México 50 bultos de maíz al año. Entre todos, el pueblo, entre toda la ciudad, 50 bultos era nada.
Claro.
En cambio, después de que cae Tenochtitlan, imponen un tributo personal. A cada individuo le imponen un tributo. Y hasta la fecha, hoy ese tributo se llama Administración Tributaria y se llama Secretaría de Hacienda. Se sigue llamando Hacienda, como en la Hacienda de esa época, ¿no? Las tiendas.
Sí, heredamos muchas instituciones.
Seguimos con lo mismo, nomás que les cambian un poquito como de nombre y es la misma chingadera. ¿Sí me explicó? Entonces, ahí está ya. Promesas que nunca cumplieron. Si yo le digo ahorita a los latinoamericanos que me ayuden a tumbar a Trump, tumbemos al cabrón con ese, y que después que le ganemos los hago reyes de Estados Unidos. Bueno, lo tumbamos, y ya que lo tumbamos les digo, ahora naranjas, güey, ahora yo soy el rey, y ahora se chingan, y ahora son mis esclavos. Así pasó, traiciones, justo así pasó. Ahora vamos a la otra, los sacrificios humanos.
I chose Wix for my business because
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black 50, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltóme. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flujo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Eleve mi level con un label y un paper casquel. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tablet? Juro por mis aguas que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi pro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco pro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo, déjeme decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on the street. Es el Black Sheep, Black Sea Metal de Plaza de Kings. Motherfucker, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeña en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lele, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles. Y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como lujo. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto. Pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. La super rafina, la doto quizá y metido en la tina aprendiendo quizá. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nadie la tenía, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Tiene que respetar. Yeah. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Yeah. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña te tiran para atrás. Yeah. La calle limeña aquí nada le doy, ya nada es igual. Yeah. Tiene que respetar, yeah. Si yo soy tu papá, yeah, yeah, yeah. El 5 es mob, negro. Yeah, el 5 es mob, nigga. Yeah, Nero Luigi, man. Incas mob, yeah. It's Money Gang, 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 yeah. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el mes. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln. Con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco. Under del under, puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirve ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Te espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante porque he logrado saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito para que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor interprete que ha parido esta cordillera sin luz afuera. Que el espectáculo es dentro, la calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento, cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro, que a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown de clown en la misma gestión, pero a la marca no tiene balón, y para esta pantalla no existe patrón, yo ya me sé la cuestión, y doy fue por cada renglón, consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, plaza de rey y papá, el Little Luigi Black Cimental, hip hop peruano. Rajo en la maldita base. Ya.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.